Brenner Mills, Minnesota Vikings. Just want to win one before I die.
I'm Riley Mills, and I didn't go to college. Bear down, baby.
Lane Cooner, the conductor of the Baker train.
What is up, everybody? Welcome into the Wide Eye Sports Podcast. We do this every Wednesday. As you saw in the intro, we normally have 3 people. Unfortunately, this week, Riley was unable to join us, but he did give me a message. He wanted you to like and subscribe real quick before we get the video going. He specifically asked, make sure anybody who watches the video knows that they need to like and they need to subscribe to the channel so they don't miss out on us couch quarterbacks talking football every Wednesday and Tuesday and Thursday and Friday, whatever days we're on here. So just go ahead and do that. Otherwise, let's talk some football. You ready to talk some football, Spoon?
Let's talk some football.
All right. Every single week we do biggest winners and biggest losers from the previous week. That week would be week 9. Spoon, you want me to go first? You want to go first?
You can go first.
All right. So my MVP from last week is none other than Lamar Jackson, my MVP favorite through 9 weeks of the NFL season. The man went 16 for 19 with 280 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and a 158.3 passer rating for the game against the number 3 ranked defense in the NFL. Jesus Christ, Lamar. I mean, the dude went off on a great defense, hung 41 on him. I know he proven the doubters wrong. Spoon was one of them. I'm not trying to throw that at you, Spoon. I'm just saying, like, he's starting to prove people wrong again, doing Lamar things. MV3 is what I'm going for right now. Who's your MVP this week?
So I wanted to give a shout out to Jackson Smith and Jigba, first of all. Not going to give them the MVP just because they did lose, but 188 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's a massive game. Good shit, man. My MVP, though, is Saquon Barkley. And for 2 reasons. Yes, he 159 yards on the ground and a TD as well. But the backwards hurdle, man, I've never seen anything like that before. Amounts
you talk about it, I'm going to pull it up for the folks so they can see it in case nobody's seen it yet.
The amount of, like, oh my God, just skill that takes, because you got to time it just right. Otherwise you're getting smoked. And I mean, he perfected it. He timed it perfect. Guy went right under him, shot between his legs. And then he did turn around and take I thought it was a pretty nasty shot right after, but man, he also, he broke 2 tackles right before he did that as well. Like, just what a beast.
I mean, what an absolute beast. Oh, that's weird.
You got it pulled up for us.
Hold on, give me 2 seconds here. I'm almost there.
I've never seen anything like that, and I don't believe that we'll ever see.
Come on.
I put that move right there up there with the OBJ one-handed catch, just because you can't see a running back really do something spectacular. It's usually just run down the middle, maybe make a cool juke move. But dude, this is right up there. This is probably one of the best moves from a running back that I have ever seen.
And I don't know if we'll ever see anything quite like it again. You'll see Saquon come right here at the bottom of your screen. Look at it. One
move, 2 moves. Yeah.
I mean,
such an outstanding move, man. That's why he's my MVP.
I mean, have you ever seen him? Like, look at this. Juke. Nope. And then he looks like he's going that way. He spins. I mean, look at this man. This man is dead. This man is, he's got 3 points of contact with the ground thanks to Saquon. And he's like, okay, I'm going to keep going. And then just decides, I'm going to spin. And then he's like, oh, wait, I can't. He has outside leverage. I'm not going to get the spin off. So I'll jump. And then takes helmet to helmet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He took a shot right after, but
yeah, wow. Saquon Barkley. All right. Now on a more depressing note, let's talk about our biggest losers. My biggest loser is the Houston Texans. They take a rough L to the 3-6 Jets, who were kind of starting to put things together a little bit, but they were still a 2-win team coming into that game. Not a great team to take a loss to, but Houston, for the reason of taking the loss, losing your number 2 wide receiver for the season. Your number 1 receiver's on IR. Your offensive line is playing terribly. Your defense has taken a step back the past couple weeks. I mean, just everything about the way Houston is playing right now is rough. And for that reason, they are my biggest loser.
Yeah, my biggest loser, not really because of a football move that was made, but because of a trade. I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys. They also, I mean, you can see the clip of Dak talking on the sidelines, and he clearly says, "We fucking suck." So first of all, if you're starting quarterback saying that, that's not good.
Not good.
That is just that's just a killer right there.
Big no bueno.
And then we trade a 4th round pick for Jonathan Mingo.
How you feel about that?
It's a stupid move. I don't see how this really benefits us or makes us like good right off the start. It's probably not. Maybe he becomes the number 2 receiver next year.
Yeah.
And does something for us. But like, obviously we're trying to win games now because it looks embarrassing that we have all this talent. We do have talent, but it's not being utilized. And
you're hurt.
Yeah. And the big L that I'm kind of basing this off of is the fact that the Chiefs just traded a 5th round pick for DeAndre Hopkins. And I'm just like, bro, that would have helped us out right now so fast. I don't know what the Cowboys are doing. I don't know what their thought process is. Yeah.
Speaking of the Titans, though, I mean, props to the Titans for getting a win after trading D-Hop. They get a win right after trading D-Hop away. So props to them. But are you ready to be held accountable, Spoon?
I'm going to be honest. I feel like we did pretty decent last week compared to other weeks. Because I'm sitting here looking at it and I'm like, I feel like we picked a lot of these games correctly.
So I'm going to pull it up here. I'm getting the share screen. So if you don't know, and you've never watched the show before, every single week, share the screen here, every single week, we would go throughout the off season, and we would take a look at 1 week of the NFL season. So, for instance, week 9 we did back in June. And back in June, these are the teams we picked. There was normally 4 people on the show back then, and if there was a tie automatically went to the home team. Everybody gets a vote, tie goes to the home team. Those are the only rules. So, as you can see here, we went 9-6.
I told you, man. I was looking at it, and I was like, man, I feel like we definitely chose the Jets to win at home. I thought we would have went Falcons over the Cowboys, but hey, man, whatever.
No, we went Cowboys. Everybody expected the Cowboys to be way better than they were. We're at 9-6. So I would like to have a conversation for a second. So are you familiar with what's the Caps Off podcast? Are you familiar with them? Caps Off. Is
that the one that you showed me where they made the predictions and stuff?
Yes. So that's the Caps Off podcast. They're a well-known podcast watched by a lot of people. So there's 4 dudes on that show. Okay, Jack, Adam, Tycho, and Pat. Okay. Now, they don't predict Thursday night football. They never predict Thursday nights. So we take that out. Okay. So based on that, here are the following for what they are on this season. Okay. Jack is 73-57. Adam is 77-52. Pat is 76-54. Tycho is 64-65. And as of last night, our predictions from June, July, and May are 74-56. So we are 2 games behind their leader, and they're picking weekly. So I think we're doing pretty damn good.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that, and I was like, we got to be close to that. So I did the research. I put the numbers together, and we're only 2 games behind it. We're at 78 total, but like I said, they don't do Thursday night football, so I took all the Thursday night football games out.
Well, because I'm going to be completely honest with you. If we repicked this right now, we would have missed the Houston game. I'll go ahead and say that. I think we probably still would have took Houston, but like Dallas,
we would have picked Buffalo over Miami.
We would have picked Atlanta. We would have picked Atlanta over Dallas. We
would have picked Washington.
I don't know.
Probably would have picked New England though over Tennessee.
Yeah,
we might have picked the Bears over Arizona.
My But like we took Green Bay, I would have took Detroit. I don't think Green
I
Bay
would
would
have
have
still
been.
taken Green Bay. I
You
still would have
would've?
taken Green Bay.
Okay.
Yeah, Green Bay had played well enough recently. I definitely would have still taken Philly. Definitely would have still taken Kansas City.
Yeah. Like,
I
there's no
definitely
way in
would have
hell we're
taken the
taking.
Rams over Seattle though. With the way Seattle's played at home, I definitely would have taken the
Yeah.
Rams.
But like, there's no way in hell that we would have took the Giants over
No.
Washington. No way. We still would have took Minnesota. I would have taken the Browns.
So we're really just giving ourselves the handicap of picking in June because we're
Yeah.
so good at picking. So we didn't want to embarrass all the other real yeah, before we got picked.
Yeah,
It is what it is.
we probably would have missed at least, I would guess, 3 to 4 games this week. If we would have.
I say we miss one on Thursday Night Football. We miss one.
No, we
Probably
don't miss.
two. We probably
Yeah.
missed the Saints game. No, we get that. We get that. Get that. 3. Get that. Get that. Get that. Yeah, I say we missed 3 games this week.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're at 9-6 for the week. I'll scroll up. 9-6 for the week. 78 and 60 on the season with 56% correct percentage of predicting. And that was a really awkward way to say that. And I'm sorry. But my point being is if you take out the Thursday Night Football, we are 2 games back of a charting top 20 NFL podcast, and they are picking weekly. They're picking every week, and we picked this specific week, we picked at the end of June. Or first week of July, sorry. We picked it the first week of July. I'm thrilled. I'm happy with it. I am happy with it. So, that being said, let me pull up the spreads for the following week. Speaking of predicting, we like to predict the spreads for each week. We like to go through, talk about it, pick them, just overall give our thoughts. So I'm going to pull that up on the screen now. Go back to the other view. There we go. Alrighty. So first up, we have Ravens versus Bengals. Ravens are -6. It says Ravens hosting the Bengals, not Ravens at Bengals. It's versus because the Ravens are the home team. Top team is the home team.
Yep.
What do you think about this spread here, Spoon? I kind of tend to like the -6 against the Bengals because Cincinnati's defense is so bad. I could definitely see this being a 28-35 football game. Take the over. And I'll take Ravens -6. I'm going to 3-star that. We assign a star grade 1 through 5 on how confident we are in that matchup or that pick. And I'm going to go Ravens -6, 3 stars.
Yeah, I'm also going to be taking the Ravens -6. I mean, I honestly believe there's no shot the Ravens lose this game.
Oh, there's a shot they lose it. It's a divisional game, sir.
I don't think they're going to lose to the Bengals. I do say though that I could easily see this being a 3-point game in the Ravens' favor. So I'm just going to 2-star the -6. No, you know what? I'm going to 3-star it because I do still think they can win by a touchdown. I'd be a little weary about this total though because it is over. The last time these two teams met, they scored a shit ton of points. So I feel like Vegas is wanting us to really hit that over. And then
I feel like they set it high. I feel like they set it at 53, so nobody will take that. They'll take the under, and then they actually do hit the over. Reverse psychology, the reverse psychology.
It could be reverse psychology, the reverse psychology, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm still going to 3-star
Also,
the Ravens.
Not a terrible money line for the Ravens. That's a pretty good money line because I could definitely see them at like a -310, -350 to win this game. I kind of like that money line number. They're saying that it's just as likely the Ravens beat the Bengals as it is the Giants beat the Panthers, and so I kind of like that. Speaking of which, I'm going to take the Panthers +5.5 at home, coming off a good win last week against a division opponent. I think they're playing well. Giants are not a good football team, and I definitely think they could upset, if not at least come within 3 points of getting a win. I'm going to 2-star that, though.
Yeah, this game, it's not in. Yeah, it's in Munich. Okay, I was about to say. I was like,
yeah, you're right. It is in Germany. It's the Germany game this year. Poor Germany.
Yeah,
we send them this.
This is the best we got to send him.
Oh, I'm so sorry, German fans. If you're watching this, I know no German, so if you can understand English, I hope you can. I am so sorry you have to put up with this. This is not what we wanted for you. We want to spread the game of football, and we want it to be good, not Panthers Giants. So I'm sorry. Forgive us.
I agree. So with that being said, there's not really home field advantage
Yeah.
here.
I'm still taking Panthers plus 5.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean towards the Panthers plus 5.5 as well, but I'm just gonna 2-star that.
That's fair. I don't hate that. Guess what I did. So Colts hosting the Bills. I'm gonna take the Bills -4 all day long here. I'm running to the bank actually with that -4 and putting my 4 stars on it.
Yeah, man. The Colts just aren't that good.
I was about to say,
They're
like,
really not. No, I'm trying to see if they would cover the spread or not. I think the Bills win, but it's like this could easily maybe be a 3-point game, but I'm not gonna say I think it's gonna be a blowout.
I'm gonna say this: the Bills are just as good a team as the Vikings. Like, I feel like if the Vikings played at home, it would be Vikings -3, and if we played in Buffalo, it would be Buffalo -3. Like, home field advantage kind of gets it. And the Vikings should have won that game 27-6. Like the Colts offense didn't get a touchdown. The Colts defense only got their touchdown because the refs missed a blatant hit to the head and then picked up the flag after they threw it for the hit to the head for some unknown reason in which I can't explain. And then our field goal kicker got hurt. So if I think the Bills are just as good a team. I think the Bills stomp the Colts. 4-star or 5-star the -4 is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm just gonna 4-star it. I think they do beat the crap out of them though.
All right. Next up, we got, speaking of the Vikings, we have Jaguars versus the Vikings. The Jaguars are hosting the Vikes. I'm going to take the -4 for the Vikings. I'm also going to take the under at 47. I think the Vikings put up 21, 22 points, and the Jaguars put up 10 points. So
I can
Trevor
see
Lawrence
that.
throw a couple interceptions. Yeah, I like Minnesota a lot here. -4. 3 stars.
Yeah, were they? Hold on, let me look at something. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, what do you want to know? I might know it.
Oh yeah, I was just I wanted to see if the Vikings were home last week or not.
They were.
Yeah, they were. This with Jacksonville being you know what I'm taking Minnesota. I'm going to take a -4 and I'm going to 3-star it. The Jags, it's just I feel like they play tough teams close sometimes, like they did last week.
But see, that's the thing is I don't think Philly's that tough a team. So I think that Philly is benefiting from a softer schedule. And like, for example, I got to pull up. They've lost the Jacksonville Jaguars in recent weeks have lost to the Bears. Now, granted, that was in London, so that's a little different. They lost at Houston, at Buffalo, both tough places to play, but they lost at home to the Browns, the Deshaun Watson Browns, and at home to a healthy Dolphins team, which hasn't looked that impressive since Tua got back even. So every team they have lost to is a good team. So I'm not trying to say I've said this on the power ranking video. They're not a crap team. They just had a gauntlet of a schedule, but also their offense is very streaky. So Dolphins, they scored 7. Cleveland, they scored 13. Buffalo, 10. Houston, 20. But then against the Colts, they put up 37. But then against the Bears, they put up 16. But then against the Patriots, they put up 32. Then against the Packers, they put up 27. But then against the Eagles, they only put up 23. So it's very streaky. I feel like the Vikings defense is really good. And so the Jaguars offense won't be.
All right.
So next up, we have Commanders hosting the Steelers. I like Steelers plus 2.5 because I like the Steelers to win this game. I'm going to 3-star that.
Yeah, I'm leaning the Steelers as well. I'm only going to 2-star it though, just because, man. Actually, no, you have it at 2.5. On mine, it's at 3. That's why I was 2-starring it. But since you see it at, yeah, I'm only going to 2-star it just because I don't like the 2. I don't like the 2.5 spread.
That's fine.
You essentially have to just win the game. You don't get a 3-point cushion.
I mean, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. Okay, if it's a 2.5-point spread, and the money line is plus 124, I'm just taking the money line Because if you think the Steelers can
Yeah.
come within 2.5, you think they can win, and I
Yeah.
would the 2.5,
Yep.
or I would take the money line over the 2.5. So
No, yeah, absolutely.
all right, so Saints hosting the Falcons. I'm going to take the Falcons minus 3.5. I'm going to 4-star that. The Saints are coming off firing their head coach and a loss to the Panthers. Any team that loses to the Panthers is a bad team. So that being said, it is a division game, so it was weird, but this is another division game, and I just think the Falcons are hot right now, and the Saints aren't, and that'll show. Taking the Falcons minus 3.5, and I'm going to 3-star that.
Yeah, I mean, this Falcons team went into Tampa Bay 2 weeks ago and won. Tampa Bay is a much better team than the Saints, and that was a division game as well. They would have covered that spread here. I think 4.5 is it 4.5, right?
3.5.
No, it's 3.5. I think 3.5 is still a little too low. I think you could easily put this spread up to like 5.5. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So I'm gonna 4-star that as well. I actually really like that spread, and I might be taking that.
All right. Next up, we got Chiefs hosting the Denver Broncos. I'm going to take the Broncos plus 8 here. They had a bad week against Lamar, but Lamar is Lamar, and the Chiefs offense has not looked anything like that. They've been dirty, scrappy games, and Broncos defense is good, and it's a division game. They know each other well. I'm going to take the Broncos plus 8 because I definitely think this is a 7-point game. This is very much a 21-14 game to me, a 21-13 game, a 2014, 2013 game to me. And I'm going to 4-star the Broncos plus 8 behind that defense.
Yeah, I mean, the Chiefs have played 2 division games so far. Both of them have come to have finished a 1-possession game. If you're giving me 8 points with the Broncos, who are obviously they're gonna play the Chiefs tough no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that all day, and I'm gonna 3-star that.
I like it. All right, Buccaneers hosting the Niners. I'm going to take the Niners minus 5 here. The 49ers are a markedly better team than the Chiefs were, and I know they took the Chiefs to overtime, but it's every bit of a touchdown game for me, and so I'm going to take, with the Buccaneers in their current state, McCaffrey potentially even coming back, even without him, but potentially coming back, I'm going to take the Niners minus 5, and I'm going to 2-star that. Baker train conductor over there is getting.
I'm finding my argument here.
Are you taking the Bucks?
It's tough to find the argument, and my reasoning why is because they just played a really good Chiefs defense in Arrowhead.
Yeah, they did,
and they still pushed it to overtime.
Mm-hmm.
And the Niners defense is not really where it should be right now. They do give up points. The Bucks are still finding ways to win games.
Yeah.
But the Tampa Bay's defense is so bad. And if you do have McCaffrey, which it is speculation that he's supposed to come back, right, this week?
Yeah. They activated him from his IR to the 21-day window.
Yeah, and that just changes everything. And this Tampa Bay defense is so rough. So I am going to take the Niners minus 5, but I'm only going to 2-star it just because they're on the road.
It's fine. I don't hate it. Next up, we got Bears hosting the Patriots. Man, this one's tough for me because the Bears offense has played so bad lately, but the Patriots just lost to the Titans. Bears are at home. Bears are definitely winning this game. And for that reason, I'm going to go Bears minus 6, but I'm going to 1-star that. I don't like this spread. This could easily be a 3-point game. I'm going to Bears 1-star.
No, yeah, absolutely. I don't love this spread either at all. I think it should be a little lower to maybe like minus 4, probably.
Yeah.
Just because the Bears have had a kind of a rough couple weeks moving the football. I mean, they played a terrible Washington defense, and I mean, they only put up like
15 points.
They only put up 15 points against an awful Washington. Not awful, but they're like
no, awful.
They're pretty bad.
I would go out.
You would go as far as
awful. To say awful. I mean, I'll look up there while we're talking here.
And I mean, they just had a bad loss, or not really a bad loss, but they were never in that game against Arizona. They struggled. So I'm gonna take the Bears spread, but I'm gonna 1-star it just because I think they win, but I don't think they win by 6.
I mean, I'll say this. Against good offenses, they're terrible. Against bad offenses, they're okay. Because they 37 from the Bucks. The Bucks put up 37 on Washington. The Bengals put up 33. The Ravens put up 30. But they played a lot of underperforming offenses, such as the Giants. Only put up 18 points. Not a big surprise.
Right.
The Browns only put up 13 points with Deshaun Watson. Not a big surprise. The Panthers only put up 7 points with Bryce Young. Not a big surprise. The Bears only put up 15 points. So when they play bad offenses, it shows. And when they play good offenses, it shows. And the Pittsburgh Steelers have been the Bears have not been for Washington, it shows. And the Bears were not a good offense against the Commanders, which shows the Bears are not a good offense in general. That's what I was trying to say. Got conflated. I apologize for making that more confusing than it needed to be. All right. But yeah, did you pick a star rating for this game? I didn't hear you.
Yes, I one-starred it just because I
One-star.
think the Bears win, but I don't think they win by 6.
Yep. And for those of you who don't know, the Bears are on an 8-game home winning streak and have not won an away game under Matt Eberflus. So if you have a parlay going, throw Bears money line in there. It'll pay.
But I was also going to say to the people that are saying, well, Lane, why don't you just take the Patriots +6? Because I think it's more than likely that the Bears do cover the spread than the Patriots covering their spread.
Yeah. 100%.
Just because I don't have any trust in the Patriots. 1 week,
Yeah.
I mean, they could play a team close, but then they could get demolished the next week.
Dominated.
I don't.
And there's only been, I believe, if the favorite wins the game, I can't remember the exact stat, but I saw it like a week ago. If the favorite wins the game, they've covered the spread in all but like 4 games all season. So if you think the favorite's going to win, take the spread. All right, Chargers hosting the Titans. I'm taking the Chargers in a 2-star.
Yeah, same. This Titans offense is going to struggle against the Chargers defense, but I do believe you got to watch out sometimes for these because the Titans tend to surprise a bunch of teams because I feel like most teams overlook them and they're just like, oh, this is
coming off a win. I don't think they're gonna surprise Jim Harbaugh.
No, I don't. Yeah, I know. I don't think they are either. I'm just saying that sometimes that is the case, and that's definitely been the case with Tennessee that they've had some closer games this year. But I still think the Chargers are more than capable of covering the spread. Yeah, I'm gonna 1-star it.
That's fine. I don't hate it. All right, Cowboys versus Eagles. Whew. Well,
Go ahead and take it, man. It's probably gonna be a blowout.
I'm gonna take the Eagles in a 3-star. I'm sorry, buddy.
I'm taking the Eagles in a 2-star just because it is a division game, so we might be able to cover that 7-point spread or push it. But yeah, I don't believe that the Cowboys will win this game, and it's either going to be a blowout or a close Eagles win. Those are the only 2 things that I see. I don't see a way that the Cowboys win this.
Fair enough. All right. Cardinals hosting the Jets. I'm going to take the Cardinals here. They showed last week what they can do against good defenses and destroying the Bears. And naturally, this will be the week that the COD curse catches up with Kyle Murray because I picked him. So it's confirmed. Take Jets money line, but I'm going to take the Cardinals in a 1-star.
Yeah, this is basically just a pick 'em on who you think is going to win.
For sure.
At this point, the spread doesn't really matter. It's 1 point. Man, it is tough for me to. I want to say the Jets win this because COD has come out.
That's kind of where I was at. But like last week, COD's been out for a week, and Kyler Murray dominated a top 4 Bears set, maybe one of the best defenses in the league. Now, granted, the Bears are going through some turmoil, especially on the defensive side of the ball. So who knows? But
yeah, and here they are playing another tough defense
with a struggling offense.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Jets, but I'm gonna 2-star this.
That's fine. I accept that. All right, Texans hosting the Lions. I think this is a Lions trap game. I think the Lions are going to overlook the Texans because they're hurt. And the Lions are a better team, straight up. They win this game 9 times out of 10. I think this Sunday will be the one time where they overlook it because Diggs is hurt. Collins is hurt. The line's not playing good. They just got Zadarius Smith in the locker room. It's going to be so good. And everything will be going right, and they'll be overhyped, and they'll kind of overlook the Texans. And I think the Texans sneak out and make it a 3-point game. 3 stars. Texans plus 3.5.
Yeah, I'm not there because the Texans have a lot of injury problems. And with that, the Lions are going to be able to put a lot of pressure on CJ Stroud. They're not going to be, it's going to be pretty similar, I think, to what we saw last week with the Texans, except possibly worse because this Lions team is a lot better. I'm going to take the Lions minus 3.5, and I'm going to 3-star that.
That's fair. I don't hate you for that. I don't hate you at all for that take. It's a good take. All right, Rams hosting the Dolphins. I'm going to hammer the Rams minus 2.5. The Dolphins have not looked like the Dolphins of last year, and until they show me they are that team, I'm taking the opponent because the Rams have shown me now 2 weeks in a row they're for real, getting a tough win against Minnesota, and in, albeit sketchy manner, but then going into Seattle, a division opponent, and getting the win there. I'm going to take the Rams minus 2.5 at home. 3 stars. Sorry, I didn't say stars.
Listen, man, I think that we're overthinking this a little bit. Tua's only been back for 2 weeks. He's lost by a combined score of 4 points. You got to give him a little bit of a warm-up the first week he's back just to get back in the groove of things. They played a tough division game last week where they honestly could have easily won. Came down to a last-second field goal, right? If I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry I didn't see it.
Yeah, no. It was an overtime victory.
Yep. So, and it was in Buffalo, a very tough Buffalo team. I don't think the Rams they're tough, but I don't think they're as tough as Buffalo. I think Miami finally bounces back. They get a win here, and I'm going to 3-star them.
All right. Well, there you have it. All right. Well, that's the entire spread pick for week 10. I just have a few little notes here from league transactions. The trade deadline was today, November 5th at, I believe, 4 p.m. Eastern was the trade deadline. So just a few little transaction notes here. I got them all pulled up. Khalil Herbert gets traded to the Bengals. As I mentioned before, Zadarius Smith gets traded to the Lions. As you mentioned, Jonathan Mingo gets traded to the Cowboys. Marshawn Lattimore to the Commanders, shoring up that secondary. A little older.
All that, I actually really like that trade.
He's a little older. I don't think he's as good as he once was, but
he is. But I mean, that Washington Commanders defense, we've said it many times. It needs a little bit of help. Maybe that could be a little bit more of a boost for him. Mm-hmm. So yeah. I don't hate the move by any means.
Another All-Pro corner traded in Tre'Davious White to the Ravens. The Packers trade Preston Smith to the Steelers, which I thought was a huge surprise because they only traded him for a 7th rounder. And Preston Smith has been a pretty stalwart guy in Green Bay. So it was a very puzzling move for them to move on from Smith. I was very shocked by that. The Texans trade Khalil Davis to the 49ers. The Jets move Mike Williams to Pittsburgh. And then Baron Browning goes from the Broncos to the Cardinals in a small trade. And that's all the November trades I have. Those were all yesterday and today. Any of those other than the Marshawn Lattimore that really stood out to you?
No, not really.
No, just that one. Okay, yep. Well, other than that, I mean, we got a good slate of games coming up this week. I really do think we're in for some good football. Oh
yeah, like I said, I'm very much looking forward to that Steelers Commanders game. That's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, that'll be really fun to watch. I'm really looking forward to that. But all right, you got anything else for the fans?
Nope.
All right, guys, make sure to take a second, like, subscribe. We really appreciate you tuning into the channel, and we will see you all next time.
See you guys.